Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a day since my last upload, and I know that I had made a commitment to myself and to this YouTube channel that I will be uploading on this playlist Life Lately on a daily basis to just talk about anything and everything about my life, particularly about productivity as I move forward in this progress of being a better person in 2026. Right, so things happened yesterday, and I want to talk about that, but not really exactly about that, but what happened surrounding my productivity. So I mean, just kind of like for context, no one's watching my videos straight away, like continuously anyway. So just for the sake of this video, I'll be explaining that for the year 2026, mark technically not the 1st of Jan. I started on the 31st of December actually. I decided that my goal for this year is just one thing, and that is to be consistent with anything that I do. That means once I pick something up, I will be continuously doing it or touching it on a daily basis. And for me, right now, doing work like this is something that I'm trying to commit on a daily basis. So that's why you see me making these crappy YouTube videos pretty simple. I'm just putting on my phone on a tripod on my phone and then connecting it through microphone through USB cable. That's pretty much it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing much fancy editing anymore. I forget about that, man, because that's too much hassle and pretty much makes things more impossible for me to commit to right now as a start. So I'm just doing these basic things and practice speaking. So that's my commitment. So my commitment is to upload every day, and I've been really consistent for the past week, but I skipped yesterday and I'm starting back today. And I may have a break in the future because there's some things gonna happen in the future, but I will discuss that later. So about yesterday, there was some personal things that happened that pretty much prevented me mentally, emotionally to really do anything, and it was pretty hard for me to kind of like stay rational for doing productive work, and which made me decide by the end of it, right midway, that you know what, rather than stressing out too many things at once, I might as well just drop doing work completely, because the pain point that was happening in my life at that time was involving my more core aspects in my life, which is my relationships. So I stopped that, and but I tried to juggle more, just at least the bare minimum for my core others, which is my religion, to pray 5 times a day. And then I took care of the cat's room. I cleaned up that room, threw their poop, and kind of played with them a little bit. At least I did something for the cats. So that's pretty much it. Like the only two things I would say I achieved yesterday were those two things. And I'm starting back today, and I'm feeling forever grateful that I decided to drop yesterday rather than hogging my brain about yesterday today. So the main theme of this conversation that we want to have today is about what to do and how to deal with setbacks in your kind of like productivity streak, right? So it is a thing. I mean, it's a fact that when you're trying to build a habit, or when you're trying to build a routine, or you're trying to build a brand or build anything in life, we see that the number one reason people are successful is that they are consistent in what they're doing. They're consistent with their identity. They're consistent with the core of the work that they do. You see a lot of those kind of like really famous gurus like Alex Hormozy, Ali Abdal, everyone or anyone else, that the main reason why anyone is successful in everything they do is one of the basic core necessities of being successful is being consistent, which is the number one thing I lack as a rather neurodivergent person. And I know this, not just being neurodivergent makes you struggle with this, but anyone struggles with these kind of things, though some struggle with this more than others, for any reasons. Okay, so when you start doing something, like, okay, like when you've decided to really start being consistent with something, like for example me, I try to be consistent with my YouTube videos, with videos, and particularly on YouTube. um, I set myself a goal or a mission, really, is to just sit down and talk bullshit for a few minutes, maybe up to 15 minutes, for 20, 30 minutes, all I can, and then I upload it on YouTube and just go on with my day. I'm not gonna do any editing. I'm just but at least I have that peace of mind that thanks to this random purchase of a microphone that I bought, made me feel a bit more confident with my voice and my audio quality, that made it a bit more feasible for anyone who kind of like stumbles and feels so bored with their life, they decide watching this guy talk random shit online. So it's a start, and I'm practicing, I'm building this kind of like confidence in expressing myself to my phone. Okay, I'm not a rich guy who has, I mean, I'm blessed with a good phone, but I'm not a rich guy who has a good camera and a good microphone. I mean, this is just I would say $25, no, $30 microphone, pretty much. So let's not get too sidetracked. So anyway, that's my situation. So yes, being consistent is very important, and there's so many ways for you to be consistent, and one of them is to do the bare minimum. Yes, but I guess one of the things that people don't really stress a lot about when they want to start this, and actually it's been covered by a lot of people but not really stressed enough, I believe, is the importance on getting back up when you fall, and how to fucking do that. There is no strict rule book to particularly do this. I've read a lot about productivity. I mean, you have, obviously, if this stumbled in your kind of feed, that means you're somehow into productivity, but you're just a lazy bum like I am. We just listen and we don't do much about it. So the one thing that people don't talk to you about, in a way, about productivity, is that it's about doing rather than knowing how can it be done. It is the execution that's more important than the planning, even though people always harp on the fact that, not failing to plan is planning to fail, but if you don't do anything, the plan is useless. So yes, I would definitely say that there is no exact rule book in how to get back up, but I do know one simple rule that kind of helped me to get back on what I want to do right now. Actually, even though it's late at night, I only started doing work today. I didn't really do much today because I feel like I'm recovering today. So I'm rather forgiving to myself, but at least I'm trying here. So yes, my mother got out of the room. So anyway, the number one thing that I see as the kind of way to kind of do something when you don't feel like doing, and also when you've kind of like have skipped the streak that you have, like as I said, I'm doing this on a daily basis, but I'm kind of like I skipped it yesterday, is to just forgive the day that you have skipped. Like sometimes shit happens, obviously shit happens, and when shit happens, we tend to kind of like stress over the fact that we failed to do anything that we want to do. Like for example, you've already set this impossible goal for yourself, like to do this thing every single day, and don't have the mental thought of thinking that, hey, when this fails, what do you do? Well, for me in this case, I didn't do that. I'm the same as you. I didn't really think much about it, so that's a big mistake on my part. But for me, the most important thing is to forgive yourself for that block of time. Okay, so because one thing you have to understand, that life happens, and the other thing you have to understand is when life does happen, you have to be ready to adjust. Okay, like maybe it can be something that happens in a day. Like for me, this happened just for one day. Maybe it happens for 2 days. Maybe it happens for a week, or even a month. Okay, or maybe it happens for one day today, and then you get back up the next day, and then the day afterwards the shit happened again, but this time it happened 2 days, and then you have to stop 2 days, and then you come back up after that, and then so on and so forth. Sometimes things happen that way, and it tends to get frustrating for sure. But I think the number one thing is to avoid being frustrated, because frustration is the number one way to kill any essence of your spirit to even continue doing what you want to do. Which is why I think it's not something I've kind of like figured out this year, but it's more of something I discovered for the past year actually, because I think I've kind of like babbled too much about how I love making music for years now. If you watch any of my old videos ever, and you watch all my videos, I always talk about trying to make videos and trying to make music and stuff like that, and how stressed I am that I'm not able to make music. But 2025 was the year that I decided to just say fuck it, and I just don't care anymore. Like, if I can't make it, I can't make it. If I can make it, alhamdulillah, I can make it. So it's like, if I have the luck, I have the chance, I can do it, I do it. If I don't, whatever, like, life happens, too much of life is happening, and I can't really keep up, and I can't keep beating myself up for not being able to achieve what I want to achieve. So which is why this series started with that mindset of last year. I'm kind of like bringing it forward to this new thing I'm doing, which is starting small, starting simple, but rather aggressive with these daily posts of rambling. I hope now it's not that much of a ramble. I don't know, I think I can hear my mom there, but I cannot see her because like it's disturbing me. But that's what happens when you live at home with your parents. You don't have much privacy to do this. But yeah, so that's kind of like the main advice I want to deliver, which is forgive yourself when shit happens. You'll thank yourself, forgive yourself later on down the line, especially when you do get back up, because when you forgive yourself, you don't get too stressed. It gets 20 billion times, I honestly, even more easier to just get back up and do what you were supposed to do, because it's kind of like you had a small break, you enjoyed your break, processing that part of your life, then continue what you were doing before. Because I know you've been stressed of not being able to achieve something you want to achieve for years already. Like for me, I've been trying to do this for a decade right now, but being any more stressful about it now doesn't mean much. I mean, if I get stressful and this fucks up anyway, what does it mean? Like, it means nothing. That means I practically did nothing. Sure, whatever, then what? I've done nothing for the past 10 years, so might as well just continue rather than do nothing at all. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I suppose this is kind of like a reflection session for me, and also kind of like a start back up to make a video, and I hope this kind of like random thought to tell you is helpful for anyone who watches the whole way. But yeah, forgive yourself, and yes, just to link back to one statement I've mentioned before, which is failing to plan is planning to fail, is half truth in a way, because most successful people plan very simply. Actually, they don't plan very intricate systems to succeed. They just have a simple plan and they just do it, because and that's the one thing that many of us, including myself, lack, which is the essence of execution, to actually do something rather than just planning. Because planning is fun, for people who are aspiring to be productive, is very exciting, thrilling to plan, but it's very unthrilling, is disgusting to execute, because when you start doing, you realize how bullshit you are with any of you doing, and then just feel demotivated right away, and then you continue planning, like, okay, you know what, I have to have a better kind of like execution technique, and then you start researching and studying, and then you practically doing nothing. Doing and fucking up is the way to go. Just do it. So same way, just do it. If you can't do it, fuck it, forgive yourself that you can't do it right now, but then the next day, the moment you have a chance, just do it. And just do it. Even though it's shit, just keep doing it. Because for me right now, I'm happy that I just keep doing it, because I have improved a lot in my fluency, in my confidence in speaking. So that's a good start, rather than being unconfident in front of the camera. Maybe later on, once I'm more confident and once I have better topics to talk about, I will improve in video quality. I'm just messing with lights in my house right now. And I'm in the kitchen, so sorry with the mess. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this was rather insightful, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And do talk to me in the comments. I never realized that, sometimes when you see like YouTubers, small or big, they say that people commenting and having conversations in the comments makes doing this worth it. I never felt that until the moment I had a few comments coming into my channel, because my channel has always been very quiet. But as of late, from these daily uploads, people start to notice and start to approach my channel and comment. And surprisingly, it feels very good. It makes me feel happy, makes me feel that I'm doing something right. So please do drop a comment if you're free. And yeah, that's all for this video. See you tomorrow.